Have you ever wanted to own a rental property, or furthermore, a short-term rental property? Well, we're going to be going through all the ins and outs of owning an investment property, short-term investment property here on the Emerald Coast, coming up right now. Hey everybody, Sean O'Leary here with the O'Leary Brothers team with Lead Realty on the Emerald Coast. Being here on the Emerald Coast, along with all the natives that actually live here, this area is huge when it comes to vacationing. Everywhere from the top of the United States and around, this is a destination place and people vacation here all the time. So when you have a lot of vacationing, one of the main attributes that you can find in these locations are short-term rental properties. We get asked all the time, where can I find a short-term property? What is a short-term rental property? What are the ins and outs? So we're gonna be talking about all of that today. So let's start with the first question. What is a short-term rental property? Well, typically, by definition, a short-term rental property is a property that is rented less than 6 months at one time. So if you're renting for just a few days or just a month or even a few months, as long as it's under 6 months, that is considered a short-term rental property. These places are typically used for vacations or any small business travel. Again, just a quick trip, something that's you don't sign leases for. And a lot of these places you can advertise on apps such as VRBO or a very popular one here in this area, Airbnb. So you might ask, what's the benefit of having a short-term versus long-term investment property? Well, one of the benefits of having one, short-term, is you can charge more per day. On average, in these areas, you can get anywhere from a couple $100s to $300 and $400 a day, depending on the area that you're in. Second big thing is that you're not signing any long-term leases. And because you're not signing any long-term leases, you're not under the same tenant laws as you would if you rented to somebody for 6 months or more. And thirdly, a big benefit of having a short-term rental property is if you live in another state, because it's short-term, you're only leasing the property out for maybe a week at a time or maybe a couple weeks at a time. So you have the ability, if you lived in Michigan and you wanted to come down to the Emerald Coast on vacation, you can simply take your family, use the property for whatever you want, whether it be a week or even a month during that time, and then the rest of the year, short-term, rent it out and have that help cover your expenses on the property, which makes it an awesome opportunity when considering buying a property for an investment. Now, you might be asking, Sean, does every home qualify to be a short-term rental? The short answer is no. In this area in particular, there's certain places, certain communities, and certain neighborhoods that have restrictions on short-term rentals. They don't allow them. So when you're looking for them, you need to use a realtor that knows the area, knows the locations that either allow it or do not allow it. Because you don't want to get a property thinking you can and then you can't, and they will come down on you hard. So keep your eyes out, talk to a local realtor and find out where you can buy and use the property for short-term rentals. So let's dig in a little bit on some of the places that you cannot. So here in Destin, north of Highway 98, you are restricted. You cannot have any short-term rentals. There's also some condominium complexes that do not allow them as well. I might add, there are even some condo complexes where you can have them. However, they take a piece of the pie when it comes to your revenue. The great part about this area is you really have a plethora of properties that you can utilize, whether it's townhomes, single-family homes, condos, anything like that. You can Airbnb those properties. We have a lot of condos that sit right on the beach, so you have private access to the beach. Some of the great amenities that Airbnb in particular, that has a lot of searches, are places that are pet-friendly, child and infant-friendly. They like to have a pool, so a lot of condos have their own pool, but if you're looking for a house, that might be something that you look into to make sure it does have one. Because again, when you're on vacation, you can't always go to the beach all the time. It's great to hang out at a house that has a pool, hang out with the family, barbecue. So those are some of the amenities that you want to look out for if you are interested in finding a property that you can short term. Think about it like this. If you were going on vacation to a hotel, you'd want a lot of amenities as well for your family. Maybe a really cool game room, or a really nice swimming pool, or a jacuzzi, all those things. And what it does is in these apps, when you have all these amenities, it actually boosts your property to be seen by more and more people. The better reviews you have gives your property more exposure, meaning your property sits vacant less, and it helps you increase your revenue. And to slowly wrap this video up, if you are really interested and you're thinking, Sean, how much money can I really make? Well, coming from a very large site called AirDNA, which tracks the analytics of two major applications that are listing of short-term rental properties, which is Airbnb and VRBO, here's some stats for our local area that might pique your interest. For the Gulf Breeze / Pensacola Beach area, which is located west of where we are currently, about an hour, the average daily rate is $333 per night, and they have on average a 77% vacancy rate, which is incredible. Typically, anything over 50% is considered a very good property. Moving further east towards us, you have Navarre. Their average daily rate is $295 with an 87% vacancy rate. Continuing on down the coast, we have Fort Walton Beach, our home city, which runs on an average $284 a night with a 77% vacancy rate. Continuing on, we have Destin, which you might have known already, which is a great place. Shout out to Crab Island. We have an average night of $326 and a 78% vacancy rate. And to wrap this up, there's still a lot more areas that continue east down the coast, but we're gonna stop right here at Miramar Beach, which is just east of Destin. And that has an average daily rate of $308 per night and a 73% vacancy rate. So with all those numbers and all the stats that we said, buying a short-term rental might be for you. The market is pretty crazy right now. It is pretty competitive, but we're always on the lookout to find properties. We've helped a lot of people find short-term rentals here, and we'd love to help you out. So if you have any questions, we're gonna leave our website below. You can search for properties there, or if you reach out to us personally, we can get you set up on a search for your next short-term rental. We'll have all of our information down below. My name is Sean O'Leary, we're the O'Leary Brothers team, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.